I walked into our bedroom and stopped cold. Gregory was stuffing shirts into his suitcase like the house was on fire. He didn't look up, didn't say a word. "What are you doing?" I asked, still holding the grocery bag in one hand. He zipped up the suitcase with a final tug. "What I should have done years ago." That's all he said. I'd been married to this man for 25 years. We built a life together. "Gregory," I stepped forward, my voice trembling. "What's going on? Talk to me." He finally turned to face me. There was nothing in his eyes, just a flat, cold detachment. "I'm leaving Alina." Today I reached for his arm, but he stepped back like my touch burned him. "Is there someone else?" I asked, even though I already knew. He hesitated just a second too long. "This is about me needing air. Can't breathe in this life anymore. Just last night we had dinner together, talked about Ivy's college plans." "Where will you go?" I asked, barely able to hear my own voice. "I'll figure it out." He didn't say goodbye. Not to me, not to his daughter. Just opened the front door and walked out of our lives like closing a file. The door hadn't even finished swinging shut when I ran to the office. Something in the way Gregory said, "I'll figure it out," didn't sit right with me. It sounded planned. I logged into our joint bank account. The screen loaded slowly like it knew what I was about to see. Checking balance $21,842. Savings $0. College fund $0. I blinked. Refreshed the page. The numbers didn't change. 3 zeros where $120,000 should have been. Ivy's college fund gone. Years of sacrifice. Birthdays without parties. Summer vacations skipped. Every coupon clip dollar had gone into that fund. I clicked through the transaction history, my hands trembling. 3 days ago, Gregory had transferred everything, all of it. He took Ivy's future. The phone in my hand felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds as I called the bank. No, the representative was polite but firm. Gregory had full legal access. The transfers were authorized, irreversible. I hung up and walked downstairs on legs that barely worked. Ivy looked up from the kitchen table, a pencil in her hand. She pulled out one earbud when she saw my face. "Mom, are you okay?" I couldn't tell her. Not yet. "Your dad's going on a trip for a while," I managed. She nodded slowly, eyes narrowing, but said nothing. "He didn't just leave us. He stripped us bare and left us defenseless. That money was Ivy's ticket to a better life, and now it was gone." But even in that moment, standing in a storm of betrayal, I didn't know that Ivy had already noticed something. That my daughter had already begun to act, and that she wasn't going to let him win. It was the next morning over oatmeal and orange juice that Ivy asked the question, "Did he take my college fund?" The words cut straight through me. I didn't speak. I just nodded. She exhaled softly like she'd suspected it. Then she did something I didn't expect. She picked up her spoon, took one more bite of oatmeal, set it down, and said, "It's okay, Mom. I handled it." I stared at her. "What do you mean?" But she was already standing up, rinsing her bowl. "I'll miss the bus if I don't leave now. We'll talk after school." That night, I heard her typing long after dinner, long after homework. The same quiet clicking, steady and purposeful, went on until nearly midnight. The next evening, I knocked on her door with grilled cheese and tomato soup. She sat at her desk, laptop slightly angled away. "What were you working on?" I asked, trying to sound casual. "History report, Industrial Revolution." She opened a Word document to prove it. But I'd seen it. Just for a second, a tab that looked a lot like an email inbox and not hers. The next few days passed in a blur. Ivy kept her routine perfectly. But the typing continued every night. It wasn't until I accidentally knocked over her backpack while cleaning that I saw it. A spiral-bound notebook tucked deep in the front pocket. I shouldn't have opened it, but I did. Inside were pages of handwritten notes, email printouts, and diagrams I didn't understand. On the top page, in Ivy's careful handwriting, was a line that made my stomach drop. "Confirm Cassandra. More employment at Westonville. Match bank transfers to her personal account. I felt like the air had been knocked out of me. Ivy wasn't just guessing. She was investigating. That night, I knocked on Ivy's door again. She looked up from her desk, calm as ever. "Ivy," I said, holding the notebook in my hands. "We need to talk." She nodded and closed her laptop slowly, as if she had been expecting this moment. "Where did you get all this?" She walked over, took the notebook from me, and sat on the edge of her bed. "Dad's not good with passwords," she said simply. "He used the same one for everything, and he never cleared his browser history." "Ivy," I whispered, still stunned. "I've been going through his accounts for weeks," she said. "At first, it was just to understand why he left. Then I found the money transfers, the fake accounts, the emails." She opened the notebook to a page marked with a yellow tab. "Screenshots. Emails between Gregory and a woman named Cassandra Moore. They've been planning this for months," Ivy explained. "They moved money into private accounts, started the paperwork on a mortgage in Arizona, and used my social security number to get a loan." My heart pounded in my chest. "He used your identity. Yours too," Ivy added. "He claimed you were co-applying and the $120,000 that was the down payment." I covered my mouth. "How do you even understand this?" "I started watching cybersecurity tutorials. There's a whole world out there, Mom." She pulled out a flash drive and handed it to me. "Everything's backed up here. Bank records, emails, mortgage applications, even Cassandra's internal memos." "Ivy, it's kind of access. This is illegal." Her voice was calm but resolute. "So is stealing from your family. So is identity fraud. So is forging loan documents." "I was going to tell you sooner," she said softly. "But I wanted to be sure. And I wanted to know what to do before I dropped this on you." I realized something terrifying and awe-inspiring. My 15-year-old daughter had uncovered a web of deceit. "Ivy, what do you plan to do with all this?" She looked me in the eyes. "I'm not sure yet, but I'm not going to let him walk away clean. Not after what he did to us." The first domino fell on a Thursday morning. My phone buzzed. It was a news alert. "More financial under internal review for employee misconduct." I clicked on the article. Cassandra Moore had been suspended pending investigation. I looked at Ivy, who didn't even glance up from her tea. "You did this?" I said quietly. She nodded once. Her firm got an anonymous email with documentation. Screenshots, bank transfers, client complaints. I sent it from a secure address routed through a server in Sweden. I waited until I had enough evidence to make it undeniable, she continued. Then I sent copies to her compliance department, 2 regulators, and a whistleblower blog. That weekend, 2 more things happened. First, Gregory called. "Alina," he said, breathless, "we need to talk." "What is it?" I asked flatly. "My bank accounts are frozen. My credit cards aren't working, and Cassandra got fired." "I heard," I said. "Serious," he snapped. "Someone is targeting us. They know things they shouldn't." "This is you, isn't it?" he growled. "Or someone you hired, a private investigator, a hacker." I almost told him then, but Ivy's words echoed. Let him squirm. "Gregory, I don't have time for your drama." I hung up. The second thing that happened was more satisfying. Ivy came into my room that night with a small smile. Cassandra's landlord got an anonymous tip about illegal financial activity at her apartment. "They're terminating her lease." I just stared. "She also tried to open a new checking account today," Ivy added. "But the application was denied due to suspicious activity reports linked to her name." "How do you even know that?" "I monitor alerts," Ivy said simply. "Nothing fancy, just systems watching systems." Gregory called again 2 days later. This time, Ivy answered. "Dad," she said sweetly. "Thank God." "Ivy, listen to me. You have to help me. Someone is ruining our lives." "I'm living out of my car, I know," Ivy said. You know, I did it." There was a long dead silence. "You what?" "I did it. You stole my future, so I dismantled yours. You're 15. You're a thief." She paused. Then added, "Actions have consequences, Dad. You taught me that when you walked out the door." And with that, she hung up. She stood in our quiet kitchen, breathing evenly, while Gregory spiraled into the mess he'd created. It wasn't revenge, it was balance. And Ivy made sure the scale finally tipped the right way. Ivy returned to her routine as if nothing extraordinary had happened. But I watched her closely now, wondering if something inside her had shifted forever. I was haunted not by what Gregory had done, but by what Ivy had become to stop him. Was this strength or armor? I scheduled an appointment with Dr. Patricia Reeves, a child psychologist.